Greetings, gorehounds, and welcome back to Blood Splattered Cinema. This week, we are going to discuss Charles Band.
Charles Band is an American movie producer who in the early 80s founded a small production company called Empire International Pictures. This company specialized in low-budget genre fare and produced a number of notable titles, including but not limited to TerrorVision, Ghoulies, and The Reanimator. Unfortunately, by the end of the decade, debt and other crippling financial issues led to the fall of the empire, but from its ashes rose a new company with a new business model. No longer would he produce films for the big screen, but instead for local video stores. This company was called Full Moon Productions, now known as Full Moon Features. And it's with this company Band would leave his lasting mark on horror history with a franchise called The Puppet Master. But if you're of the same age bracket I am, you might be more familiar with a non-horror franchise he produced called Pre-Hysteria. Yes, that's right, that movie about the silly little dinosaurs and its sequels was all him, baby.
So when I discovered Mr. Band cast Gary Busey,
I'm going to pull your endocrine system out of your body.
Hey.
And make a hat out of it.
Yes! That Gary Busey, as a killer gingerbread man? Of course I had to check it out! So ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, I present to you, the GINGERDEAD MAN.
Our film opens up with a lot of promise as Gary Busey walks on set and promptly shoots a bitch. No, scratch that, he shoots several bitches. And stabs one too!
I smell something in the air. It smells feminine.
So far, so good, but there is one thing we need to make this completely perfect, and that's some good old-fashioned Busanity.
For those of you out there wondering what in the heck Busanity is, allow me to explain. It's an affliction many actors suffer through at some point in their career where their performances reach such levels of insanity you're not entirely sure whether they're acting anymore. For example, I am 90% sure this scene was not scripted at all. Busey just walked on set and started shooting people, and they were just lucky they happened to have the cameras turned on.
Mother.
Yes, yes, yes! That's pure unfiltered Busanity, and I'm loving every second of it.
After Busey incapacitates the girl in the pink shirt, he hears the call of the popo and splits.
Oh, shit.
We then jump ahead a few years and learn that Sarah, the girl in the pink shirt from before, survived and opened up a bakery. We also learn it's her dead brother's birthday and that Busey has been executed off-screen.
I'll get you for this, even from beyond the grave, because my mom was a witch in Coonsboro. You are finished.
And in case you're wondering, yes, that's the only explanation we get as to why Busey rises from the grave as gingerbread, because his mom's a witch! Genius!
Sure enough, after that brief moment of exposition, Sarah hears a knocking at the door and finds a package that reads Grandma's gingerbread seasoning. We then watch as a mysterious hooded figure, whom we can assume is Busey's mother, walks off in slow motion.
Movie's cutting to the chase! I like that! The quicker we get to the beautiful Busanity, the better.
We are then introduced to one of Sarah's employees, Brick, who shoves the topic of wrestling into any conversation no matter how out of place it may sound.
Must be that gingerbread seasoning.
But, more importantly, I've got 2 tickets for tonight's WrestlePalooza. They're even gonna let amateurs compete tonight. A mosh pit of tag team damage and body slammage.
I can already tell this guy is gonna be my favorite non-Busey character.
And in this corner, straight from Hell's Kitchen, the Butcher Baker.
Sounds like fun.
While the two talk, reiterating exposition we've already established, Brick slices his hand with a box cutter and... Oh, wait a minute. A baker would never place a bleeding hand over the mix.
Oh no, 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 no. Now my suspension of disbelief in this homicidal baked goods movie is completely compromised.
The obvious implication here is that the blood is the ingredient that will ultimately bring Busey back from the dead, which means his mom is either psychic or she assumed these guys were the worst bakers in the whole world. I'm gonna have to go with the latter. Why? Because despite the blood dripping into the batter, they still bake it.
What's that? I think I smell a... Yes, it is! It's a lawsuit!
After the accidental blood ritual, we are introduced to yet another employee of Sarah's, Julia, as she reiterates plot points ad nauseum.
Yeah, sure. It also says here that after they fried him in the chair, they cremated him and sent his ashes to his mother in Coonsboro. How sick is that?
All right, movie, you just spent the last 3 scenes reciting the same exact information. We get it! Why don't you cut to something, I don't know, entertaining, perhaps?
Greetings, masked mercenary. We meet at last. Prepare to meet your maker, for tonight your ass is toast. Your ass is toast.
Movie, listen to me really carefully. That right there, that was perfect. Just keep doing that and we'll be good, okay?
Following that, we get yet another scene of boring exposition, but thankfully, this one is cut short by Sarah's grandmother, who we first meet chugging a bottle of Jack and wielding a shotgun. Holy f***, that's fantastic.
What are you doing?
Oh, well, them bastards think they can just come in here and take over, Sarah. And we're not gonna let them.
Why isn't this movie about Grandma? Sarah's boring as shit. I'd rather follow Drunken Granny over her any day.
Following Granny's drunken rampage, the owner of the bakery across the street confronts Sarah. And the conversation goes a little something like this.
I'm evil corporate America, and I'm here to stomp out small businesses in order to pay for my new yacht.
I'm just a young entrepreneur trying to make my way in this topsy-turvy world, and you're a meanie poohead.
Oh yeah? Your face!
You're so mean!
After that ham-fisted political message, Sarah sends Brick off to the wrestling match and gets to work on baking the Busey batter.
Side note, why is the Killer Gingerbread movie preaching to me anyhow? What do they think this is, Poultrygeist?
We will never rest while big business tramples over the rich history and culture of the Native Americans while simultaneously slaughtering countless innocent chickens.
Well, obviously not, because then this movie would be a whole lot more fun. How far are we into this thing anyhow? 22 minutes? Are you shitting me? That's nearly 1/3 of the way through. It's only 70 minutes long. We've only had 1 scene of Busanity. Charles Band, I am disappointed.
The corporate guy's daughter sneaks into the bakery and releases a rat, which leads to an overlong catfight scene cut back and forth between Busey's rebirth. And finally, about 24 minutes into the movie, we get the Gingerdead Man. It's about damn time, if you ask me. Lorna's boyfriend, Amos, who the film acts like we've been already introduced to when we have not, enters the scene and breaks up the catfight. The three argue, but their argument is cut short by...
The hell is that?
Well, it sure ain't the Pillsbury fucking dope boy.
Yes! That right there is what we came here to see. Now let's get to the killing.
And of course, just when the movie was starting to get good again, the Gingerdead Man runs away. The worst part, instead of killing, we get a 5-minute argument over whether or not they truly saw a walking, talking gingerbread man. Granted, they try to spice it up with a little humor, but even that...
If that thing is real, I say we grab that motherfucker. And we take it in to Leno, Letterman. How much dough can you make from a talking cookie? Dough, cookie.
Falls as flat as a pancake.
Oh.
The group tries to call for help, but the main line's dead. Lorna, being the blonde bimbo she is, takes out her cell phone and calls her dad, but the phone dies in the middle of the conversation.
Why didn't you call the cops instead of your daddy?
Shut your pie hole.
I've got a better question. If the given situation is scaring you so much that you feel the need to call for help, nay, call the police, then why don't you find your grandma and leave?
Shut your pie hole.
Speaking of grandma, she enters the back room to find it a rat-infested dump, which of course leads to her downing another bottle of Jack. But the drinking doesn't last because...
You sure about that?
That's the end of that.
Okay, that was pretty funny.
I love the staging of this scene because for no good reason other than the limitations of the puppet, the granny walks over to the murderous cookie and presents her finger to it. You can tell even the actress realizes the absurdity of her character's actions, but decides to roll with it anyway because f*** it. It's about time we got some bloodshed.
Maybe you really should stop drinking, you lush.
I love how even in cookie form, Busey will still spout out life lessons to any and all within hearing range.
When you accept yourself, everything else is naturally accepted. Love what you do. Love who you are. Love why you are. Love when you do it. Love how you do it. And love where you do it. When you have love in everything you do, you can't miss the mark. And the mark is the center of the target.
Before the gingerdead man can finish Grandma off, Julia walks in, but he dispatches with her rather quickly.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Outside, Amos grabs a gun and heads back inside, where Lorna and Sarah express mutual jealousy over Amos. When will you learn, movie? We do not care about these relationships. Just get to the killing! When Amos returns, the gingerdead man turns out the lights.
You got a generator?
I'm back. Oh yeah, that'd be real smart. Why don't we just take off?
Honey, I've been asking that question since this movie began.
And no, movie, just because you've given the dialogue to the bimbo doesn't mean we won't pick up on it being the smartest thing anyone said thus far! But of course, instead of doing the reasonable thing, the group heads to the back room to find the power breaker. I wonder how this is gonna turn out.
I wish you put that gun away.
Wait, what? You're telling the one man smart enough to bear arms against a deadly threat to put his weapon away?
Stupid, Anna.
No shit, Sherlock!
While Amos and Sarah make oogly eyes at each other, Lorna's dad arrives and...
Hold on.
Hey, look! When the gingerdead man is killing people, it's actually a pretty fun movie! If only he'd do that more often!
So Amos and Sarah return, having failed to turn on the power, and yet despite that, the room's completely lit. Looks like the cinematographer on this film sure did his job well, right? Anywho, they spot some blood on the floor and they follow the trail to the freezer. Lorna foresees danger and takes off, while the others run inside to find Julia covered in whipped cream. I don't know why, but I love the cherries on the nipples. It just sells the whole scene. While Julia convulses on the ground for potential brain damage, Sarah makes out with Amos instead of taking her injured employee to the hospital.
I don't think she got a concussion. She's just in shock right now. But I think it's wearing off.
Somehow I foresee yet another lawsuit in Sarah's future.
Outside, Lorna discovers her father's body and steals his ring because apparently the screenwriters thought we just haven't hammered home enough how shallow she is yet. She then re-enters the bakery for no good reason and... Lorna reunites with Amos and Sarah, and when they finally decide it's time to leave, she stops them dead in their tracks because her dad died outside. And to her, this means the gingerdead man can kill them anywhere. And they listen to her. What the f***?
Let's weigh in on this decision, shall we? An enclosed space with no power, no lights, and many places for a small serial killer to hide, or the outdoors with vehicles of escape and roads to put in between you and he. Gee, I wonder which one they should pick.
Warning, we interrupt this broadcast to bring you the single greatest moment of Busanity you will ever witness. It is so glorious, in fact, that it almost makes the entire film preceding it worth it. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, rat! Rat! I'm talking to you! Want a piece of me? Hey, you little shit! Fuck off! Come over here! I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your little rat ass.
We will now return you to your regularly scheduled filler.
So our three annoying leads argue once again over whether to leave, and Lorna once again decides to split when...
Holy shit!
I am not entirely sure what just happened, but if I were to hazard a guess, the Gingerdead Man just killed Lorna with the power of editing.
Busey reveals where he stashed Grandma, in the oven, but somehow in the process of getting her out, the Gingerdead Man locks Sarah inside and hits Amos over the head. Despite barely being conscious, Amos shoots open the lock, letting Sarah escape, and the two reunite.
Aw, ain't that sweet? I see a sappy love story brewing.
Well, I guess Busey's doing my job for me now. Take it away, Gingerdead Man!
Baby, it's all over but the crying.
Rick!
What the fuck?
Holy shit, that's brilliant! Brick, the wrestling baker, is Chekhov's gun! The only thing that could possibly make this any better is if he chokeslams Busey through a table or something. Well, I suppose I can accept that, but something wrestling related would have been much more preferable.
Got milk?
To wrap the movie up, Brick gets possessed after eating the Gingerdead Man, Julia throws him into the oven, and he dies a horrible burning death. Because Lorna and her dad are dead, the bakery thrives, and Amos and Sarah live happily ever after.
I feel like we're forgetting something. A loose end that still needs to be tied up. What could it be? That's it! The mom!
Actually, an older lady stopped by just a few minutes ago and dropped off some of these cute little rascals. Couldn't you just die?
So that was Gingerdead Man, and it was actually really disappointing.
This film had all the makings of a so bad it's brilliant cult classic, but every time it headed down that path, it slammed on the brakes and regressed backwards. Gary Busey is a lot of fun when he or the puppet is on screen, but most of the running time is spent on padding. The film also moves at a snail's pace, and it doesn't help that the only character worth caring about besides Busey is absent throughout 2/3 of the picture. A criticism often levied at films like this, that being intentional cheese fest, is that they often try too hard. But this film's problem is the exact opposite. It doesn't try hard enough. I mean, it's a film about a killer gingerbread man, and not once during the entire movie does Busey ever recite a line like, "Run, run, run as fast as you can, but I'll catch you 'cause I'm the Gingerdead Man." How do you miss something like that?
In the end, I can only recommend this film to two types of people: Gary Busey fans and full moon completionists. If you're not one of those two types of people, then you're better off renting something else. Like, I don't know, Puppet Master.
I'm not letting you out of that thing, but you're what? Yes, you are! Nope.
Oh, fuck, man.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. Amphetamine, I devised a plan. I'm sick, I'm whack, I'm a maniac. I'm touched, I slapped, I'll bust a cap. So run, run, run as fast as you can. So run, just run. I said run. Run, run.
Hey, you little shit! Fuck off!